It was 2016 in a Brazilian scout group I was a part of, and all the wolves, and wolves are people who are aged around 11 to 14, were together, and it was the first time I actually realized the importance of leadership and actually all of this understanding of role models and actually having a leader was presented to my younger self. As wolves, we were divided by 4 packs named by colors: black, red, blue, and white. And each pack has 8 elements, and these elements are the leader, the co-leader, and 6 regular elements. And we were 32 at the time. We were going to decide who was going to be the leader. At the time, I have been with them for 8 months, if I'm not mistaken, and I was just a regular element, and I was completely okay with that because I had no responsibilities. However, sometimes I actually felt useless. Sometimes I felt that my opinion wasn't actually relevant to anyone. I would say something and no one would hear me because I was just a regular person there. I wasn't the leader, I wasn't the co-leader, I wasn't even important. My knowledge was so low because I was there, of course, for only 8 months, but I was just there, existing. Of course, no one would respect me. And I had this friend called Rafa. Rafa looked me in the eyes when we were voting and when we were discussing, who's going to be the new leader, who's going to be the new co-leader, how are we going to organize this. And Rafa looked at me, and then he told everyone, I want to be the co-leader. And I suddenly felt a huge respect for him, because he was my longtime friend. We had known each other for 5 years or so, and I couldn't help but feel less than him as a wolf, because he now was a co-leader. So I took that as a personal challenge, and then we became the leaders. I was the main leader and he was the co-leader, and then the black pack became amazing. We actually became the best pack in the entire wolves group. We now have important rules. Now chiefs will call us and we will talk to our elements and we'll organize people. It looks amazing on the paper. After a while, you understand and you learn that being a leader is not just carrying a personalized stick around and being arrogant and telling people what to do. Being a leader meant that I was responsible for every single element, and every good decision we did as a group. But every bad decision, it was on me. And if I wasn't there, it was on Rafa. Because we were supposed to be their leaders. We were their role models. So if there is a problem, we solve it. If 2 elements are fighting, we will sit with them and we will understand, okay, what the fuck's going on? Why are you screaming at each other? Why are you always punching each other? What happened? Then you have to sit down, you have to talk to them, you have to understand, you have to validate. You have to go through a lot of shit just to understand, oh, okay, so you are liking the same girl. Like, what the f? If our performance goes down, it is on us because we didn't teach our elements. Because maybe we didn't give them as much attention as they needed. Being a leader means that when shit hits the fan, you must be in front of the line, taking all of that and understanding how to improve. But it's also amazing. I didn't want to stop being a leader. The sense you have of responsibility, the knowledge you start gaining, because then you start socializing more, because now you are the leader, you have no choice, there is no space to be shy. The knowledge you get, the confidence boost you receive after you start actually knowing how to do it. Over time you understand how to make the difference between what is best for you and what's best for the pack. Now you think as a group, now you can manage people, now you can manage conflict, and now everything is just amazing. Now if you have a vision, if you have a mission in your mind, you can lead them people. People will follow you because they trust you, because they know you are responsible, you are a decent leader, and you care about them, and you know what their fears are, you know why they do things. You know their motivations, you know what drives them crazy, you know everything about them, and now it is your responsibility as a leader to say, we are going to do this, we are going to do that. I love this. And Rafa taught me something very powerful, that we told our elements that if you follow us, if you blindly follow us, we will be the best, we will make it to the top. We will make every single one of you do the promise, and the promise is something like only wolves do, and that is when you actually are a part of us. Before that you were just there, but now when you make the promise you are a part of us. We were all promised. If they followed us, we would give them the world. But if they decided to leave, if they decided to be a burden, if they genuinely didn't like us and wanted to leave, we wouldn't move a finger for them. If you are stuck in a cave, if you are under a pit, we will risk our lives for you. But if you decided to leave, if you don't want to be a part of us, you might be dying, we won't move a finger. We focus on our people, and this is something very hard when you start to be a leader. And this is also the reason why we must lead our friends. When we decide to ignore all of this, when we don't want to lead our friends because we think it's cringe, a lot of things we never imagined could happen actually end up happening. We have no confidence because everyone there is the same. So your opinion is just like everyone else's opinion, and if everything is important, nothing is important anymore. So your opinion is not important. You are probably not respected, because if you were, you would be already considering yourself, and people would already consider yourself their leader. You guys have probably no morals or no ethical or no mission to follow, because wow, anyone can do whatever they want to do. So we have no ethics, we have no morals, we have no laws. So you just have a shitty friendship group. Something so powerful people don't realize, but you lose friends and you don't even know why. Because you have no leaders, so no one will actually try to connect with everyone in a deeper level. So how will you understand how a member of yours just killed himself? Imagine that someone might actually kill themselves, a friend of yours, because you didn't actually want it to be their leader, and you didn't want to connect with them because it was too much trouble. It would be a burden for you to carry and you didn't want to. Or maybe you were a little bit afraid, maybe you were ashamed, and now a friend of yours killed himself. And their family is suffering. Mother crying, dad depressive, sisters, they don't know what to do, they are lost. They lost a brother, maybe because you didn't want to lead them. When you guys decide to do something and some shit happens and someone gets hurt, and someone actually gets beaten, or I don't know, maybe you guys are involved now in a crime. Who was responsible for that? Anyone? All of you? It's pretty hard to overcome all of these challenges and all of these shyness, but you need to understand that when you overcome it, everything is different. Because you might think it's difficult to deal with, because of course your friends don't, at first sight, your friends will not want you to lead them. Like, who the fuck you think you are? You're just like everyone else. That's why you need to change. That's why you need to be the first one to actually have the first step and actually start leading them to a better way. So you don't need to be afraid of this challenge, of this authority challenge you will eventually face. This is completely normal. If you know how to handle it, it will be no problem for you. However, what you actually need to understand is when you are in a power position, people will leave because maybe they get jealous, maybe they don't like you, maybe they don't like how you do things. And this is okay. You don't have to hate people for that, but let them go. Change the mindset of, yeah, trying to be my friend's leader is a little bit cringe, you know? Trying to be my friend's leader is useless because, well, why would I do it, right? Why would I actually try and go to be an initiator? Why would I actually try and go to talk to every single one of them and understand what makes them sad? It's a burden. No, understand what you are capable of. Don't think you are not good enough. Don't think people are better than you. Don't think you are not qualified to do it. You are. Deep inside, you are qualified. Because there is not a single person who doesn't want to have a leader. And people who don't want to have a leader, they have to become leaders. If not, their life is miserable. When you become the leader of your friends, when you actually are there as a role model, you have a confidence boost. You now have a better mental health because you actually feel responsible. Your sense of responsibility also increases, so you are actually more mature only because you are aware of all of the consequences that you guys might face. When you actually become the leader and you understand how to deal with everyone, you have a closer relationship You develop leadership skills, and it's so powerful through your life. When you grow up, you will actually know how to lead people, how to motivate them, how to connect with them, how to interact with people in a way that makes them just like you. You leave a legacy, people will remember you. Imagine that you actually died, but 5 friends of yours are still alive and they still remember you. They still remember the figure that used to take all of the shit into his shoulder and used to carry everyone. And when they most needed him, he was there. You was there. You were actually carrying everyone. You were cheering everyone up. You were important. And even if you died, now you have a legacy. Now people actually remember you, and it means that you have a great impact on the world. How do we start being the leader? Well, first we just remember that this is not anime, real life is not TikTok. We won't go to our friends and say, I am the leader now. No, are you a child? Are you 8 years old? That's not how things work. Things need to be smooth. There are steps, and on each step you are going to be more and more seen as a leader. What is the first step? The first step we need to do is actually presenting ourselves better than everyone around us. So we start dressing nice, we start using perfume, now we smell nice, we take care of our hair. Personally I like buzz cut, but if you like to have this big hair, we take care of our hair, now we have manners, we look people in the eyes, we learn how to talk, we learn how to socialize. If you want to go deeper into that, I just made a video, it is in a card somewhere here, I don't actually know. But you're clean, you smell good, you clean your hands, you know how to dress, you know how to talk to people, you know how to communicate. This is the first step, pretty easy. Second step is actually starting low at the bottom. You won't say, let's do this because I want to and this is my mission and this is my vision and look guys. No, people will start to be confused. You start this journey just by saying, hey guys, let's do something. Let's go to the park. Let's go to gym together. Let's go to the bookstore together. Let's go ride a bike. Let's go play football. Or maybe let's go start this new Minecraft world. Because I am against video games, but if you need video games to actually start to lead your friends, then go for it. If you want to start a new world, create a server, put the mods, put everything. If you want to play Valorant all day, if you want to play a squad, tell them and start leading them. Be the IGL, be the host of the server. Start actually hosting parties like, yeah, let's go to my house on Saturday at 7 p.m. Let's sleep together, and on Sunday we can all go back to our own homes and then we play together. Then you start being an initiator, and this is the first step to being a leader. You start to initiate things. You just call them. Let's go do this, let's go do that, let's go to a party, let's pretend it is my mom's birthday and come all of you and let's just say happy birthday to her. Let's just start running on the streets and trying to develop all of these close friends relationship. And when you start being an initiator, you will also see that you will slowly and unconsciously learning how to communicate with people, because being a leader is not just saying good job. Is learning that when someone messed up, you tell them. If you are, let's say you are playing football and a friend of yours got so angry and pushed someone and they fell, you stop them, look this person in the eye and say, bro, you messed up. This is too much. You need to set boundaries. After you start actually being respected and people actually caring about your opinion, you start setting boundaries. This is the limits. There is a line. You cannot cross it. If you do, you mess up. And if you mess up too much, you have to leave. And of course you won't say this because then they will think you are a weirdo and will just leave you alone. But try to make it understood, you know what I'm saying? Under the lines, and gain their minds, soul and heart. What does it exactly mean? It means that you will manage these conflicts. It means you will actually take some time and talk to each one of them individually and privately and try to understand what are their goals, what do they want in life. And then you start understanding more your followers, now your friends, but they are also followers because they like you and they respect you. They want to spend more time with you, and now you're happier. And by the way, if you want even more personalized help on leadership, public speaking, and all of these skills, check first the link in the description. It is completely normal to have some fears and hesitate a little bit because it might be a little bit scary. You might have this fear that you will lose friends. You might have this feeling that people around you will think you are weird and they will leave you. and you will end up being alone with no friends, depressed, bad mental health, bad grades, and everything in your life just starts going wrong. Or maybe you think this is cringe and this is something that doesn't actually happen, and because of that, people will start to criticize you. And this is true, but this is not true at the same time, because people will criticize you, because this is what being a leader means. You will get criticized a lot, and you will learn from it, and you will grow, and you will be less and less criticized until there's a point that only people outside your bubble criticize you because they don't know how of a good leader you have become. And your friends won't leave you. Your friends won't leave you just because you want to be their leader. Actually, they might get even closer to you and they might like you even more. And those friends who leave, remember, they chose it. Leave them, let them go. Why do you want to be friends with everyone? This is impossible. Let people go. Or maybe you start doing the mistake of thinking that you can actually just force leadership and you will just go to your friend group and say, I'm your leader now. You will get kicked out and you will be ignored and no one will like you if they actually see that you are being serious. So don't try to push leadership too much. And you can start it today. Call your friends, message them, and say to them, oh yeah guys, I'm planning this. Let's do it today. You can start it right now. Message them. Some additional tips. Again, I already said it in other videos, but read the book How to Make Friends and Influence People from Dale Carnegie. Read also 48 Laws of Power of Robert Greene, and read Dare to Lead by Brené Brown. And again, if you want even more help, first link in the description. Bye.